Welcome to the Topiapodcast, where we talk about pop culture and other interesting news that happen to catch our attention. With your hosts, Amani and Antonio. No Edwin this week, unfortunately. Maybe next time. But before we dive into any of those topics, we like to always start the podcast off with question of the week. If you want to leave us a question, just comment down below. We'll be sure to shout you out. But this week's question is brought to you by Antonio, and it's if you could be a spokesman for any company, who would you choose?
Ooh,
Uh,
I choose. Oh, you want to go first?
for me, I'd probably choose maybe from software, the developers behind, all the Dark Souls games, Sekiro, Elden Ring. Like, if I could run their Twitter, that'd be dope because I'll just be talking shit on their Twitter, no bullshit. I'd be like, yeah, dropping another game. It's about to be heat, 10 out of 10 banger. Like, you guys about
That's
to
crazy.
rage,
'Cause
but you're gonna buy it anyway.
I'm thinking about doing the same shit, but not for them. But I want to be talking shit on the Twitter account for the Lego company.
The Lego company? That's random.
No, that is random as fuck. But I'll be a spokesperson for Lego.
Bro, I didn't know
I'll be
Lego
like,
had beef
bitch,
like that.
Shane got yeah. Be collabing with everyone. That's like a perfect way to make bread. But I was trying to be like on some JB smooth shit. You know what I mean? The black dude from Curry Enthusiasm. Be
Uh,
on Twitter like, bitch, you better buy the new set. She ain't gonna build it itself.
yeah,
The fuck?
I don't know if Lego was gonna let you swear on their fucking account. I don't think they're
I'm
cool with
gonna get
that.
away with it. I can get away with it.
That'll be
I'm
the
gonna
day.
make these people mad money.
Yeah, I'll be roasting the other developers too. I'll be like, oh, look, guys, another game with a battle pass. Oh, another game with microtransactions. I'll just be shitting on other games. Play from software games instead. Play this game. Play Elden Ring. Play Sekiro. No battle pass. But yeah, it's a pretty good question. Fuck with that. Fuck with it. If from software, if you need somebody to run your Twitter, Lego, if you want Antonio, just let us know. Twitter in the description.
Yeah, I'm happy to apply.
hmm But with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next topic. That was a question of the week. Moving on to anime news. So first, I want to bring up a kind of random story, a little fun fact about the anime Spy Family. Uh, I'm a I'm gonna link this TikTok in the description. I'm not gonna play the entire thing, but I thought it was cool because he talks about how the creator of Spy X Family actually does not like Spy X Family. He does not like the anime.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And the reason why he doesn't like it, as he says in this TikTok, is because it's like happy and cheerful. And the creator of Spy X Family usually makes like dark, um, darker work.
Oh shit.
And oh, whoops. And yeah, that's the creator's name, Tatsuyo Endo. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, I'll link it in the description. But yeah, he talks about how he tried to make a bunch of dark anime, it never works out. And then his editor said, "Yo, you should make a happy, a more cheerful anime." And then he was like, I guess I could give it a shot." And he took the ideas from his last dark anime and just turned it into a more bright one. And that's how you got Spy X Family. And he says he might try some other work in the future. Like maybe he might go back to darker roots. But yeah, he does personally he does not fuck with Spy X Family.
Damn. Like I always thought, like was Spy X Family supposed to be like dark, or was it like his manager like you gotta make something happy so you can get some attraction to him?
Like originally it was called something else. I Spy, this is what it was called. It was called I Spy. And then he took like certain character designs from I Spy and just put it in Spy X Family. But yeah, the original was like mad dark. It had like witch hunting, what, spy. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
He was known for darker stuff. He said he ended up drawing what people wanted to see. And yeah, that happy-go-lucky was definitely what people wanted to see. But
Damn.
if he does make some other stuff and he tries to make some more dark stuff, I'll definitely give it a try. I'm gonna have my eye out on him. Moving on from that, Attack on Titan. We got some more news. We got some more news. So, the Attack on Titan final season part 3 will be split into two halves, the first of which will premiere on March 4th. Now, this anime's been going on since like I was in middle school. Like it's been a long
Right.
time. A very, very long time with this anime.
And they're stretching this shit out.
Okay, they are like I wanted to end like not in a bad way. Like I'm just trying to close this chapter on my life, you know. I don't want to die before this fucking anime ends, you know, like you never know what could happen, you never know what could happen. So I'm just trying to finish the shit. But I've seen other people have different takes. Eden sent me this one TikTok. I'll probably link it down if I could find it later. But it's like a in defense of Attack on Titan and how long it's taking. They said they're like doing a lot of content. They're shoving a lot of content into a lot of the episodes, and they do make sure the pacing is good. Like everybody wants it to end, but we just gotta be patient. We just gotta be patient. It's a good story. They got a story to tell, and there are two sides to every story. So if you're upset, I feel you. I'm upset. There are other people who are like, "Yo, chill. There's a reason for this. There's a purpose to this. Y'all are being selfish." And I can see both
Mhm.
sides of the argument. I can see both sides of the argument. But yeah, this March. It's gonna end this year too. According to the link, the article, we'll get the first part in March and then the second part like in another month, and then yeah, it'll definitely end this year. Uh, let's see what else to have for
Okay.
and oh, in other anime news, Vinland Saga is back out. I think there's like two episodes for season two. And let me tell you, I forgot how dark the anime was. No funny. Like I saw
Really?
the
Like, yeah. Yeah, like even like you go at the manga, like this whole season is like hardly gonna be like bloodbath.
is it But yeah, I saw the first episode and that shit was dark. They talked about the dude and how he became a slave. Like they pulled up on his village, burned his village, fucking kidnapped him, bro. It was crazy. I was like, damn, this is dark as fuck. Like this is crazy. I'm so used to my, happy-go-lucky anime, my Spy X Family, my fucking like I'm not gonna count Blue Lock. Blue Lock gets you hyped though, it puts you in a kind of feel good mood. But I'm so used to feeling good. Like you got this super dark anime. I forgot what being depressed felt like for a second there. But don't worry, Vinland Saga will remind you. Let's see. Other news, other news. Oh, for Spy X Family, season 2 is also confirmed for 2023, and they're gonna get a movie too, so they're eating. They're eating. Like
Wait,
I
who
know
is?
Spy X Family, they're getting a movie.
Is it like a spin-off? Is there like anything you know about it so far?
It's a new original movie, so it's not like anything from the manga or nothing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah,
I still need to finish. To be perfectly honest with you, I still need to finish the anime.
you're good. It's
I did
still
not.
peak.
Well, I
It's still peak. It's still good.
still be so good to say that. Yeah, I did not watch the when it came back. I did not watch any of that. I need to get back on that. But Vinland Saga, all caught up for. I'm all for. Can't wait for you to see how this shit ends. Because the thing they do is like they get you with the action at the beginning of the series in the first season, and now the second season is more about guilt, trauma, trying to build yourself up from the bottom. Because Thorfinn, you see this dude. This dude is not the angry ass little ass kid that was in the first season. And I don't think we're gonna get that Thorfinn like at all this entire season, which is crazy because they're like more focused on like emotions and character growth.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. There might still be some fights here and there, but I'm definitely here for the characters too. Not only here for the action.
No, no, I'm on four. I'm saying the manga barely had any fighting. Barely had any fighting. That's how I'm surprised that they even gave the main character a backstory. Not
Uh,
Thorfinn, but the other guy, because they didn't mention any of that in the manga. It just went straight into him like already a slave. They mentioned that his sister, mother was killed in the raid, but like immediately he was like dropped off with Thorfinn, and they became best friends.
oh,
So I
okay.
like how the show is actually like they know what we want, and they're gonna they're gonna like learn how to like do a little mixture of it. Even the opening, bro, the opening best opening this year, unless somebody else has something to say.
Opening wise, yeah, I don't really have a favorite right now that I could think off the top of my head. So, I don't think it's,
Vinland Saga opening, that was crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, I like how they kept the mixture of English and Japanese. I'm glad they didn't throw that shit away. And then finally, final news I have for anime. I just want to say that me personally, I have finished Kurokos basketball. Last episode, I told you guys I was watching it, and I finished it on January 14th. It's like the 22nd as the time of recording, but yeah, I finished it on the 14th, and it was fucking good. I ended up watching it because I thought Blue Lock was like, I thought we were waiting for season two of Blue Lock, but instead they just went on a break. But yeah, I thought we were waiting for season two, so I was like, I need another sports anime to fill my plate. And I was like, let me watch some Kuroko no Basketball. I had low expectations for it, to be honest. Like, I'm not even a sports guy. I don't like sports. But here I am watching sports anime. And yeah, finished it, and it was a joy. It was like 76-ish episodes, and they have a movie. All of it is available on Netflix if you want to watch it on Netflix. I was watching it. I was binging it. It was really, really good. Just a quick plot summary. It's just about this high schooler named Kuroko. In middle school, he was like part of this basketball team, and his basketball team was undefeated, and they won the championship like three times in a row. But when they went to high school, the team like broke up and they all went their separate ways. And so now it's just about Kuroko and him playing basketball in high school, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm making it sound simple, but it's good. I didn't think there was even going to be a good story to it, but the story holds up. You run into all these characters and his old middle school friends, and they seem like cliches at first, like the stereotypical "I'm never gonna lose" guy, all of that. But once you learn more about the characters and you get like the backstories, you can understand their point of view of like why they play basketball the way they do, because they all have different ideas
Mm-hmm.
of like what basketball means and how you should play basketball, and that's why they compete. They basically compete to prove like, oh, whose basketball is the right way of playing it, like who's in the right. And it's good. You get the backstories and then all the for each like childhood friend, and then they all connect at the end for even bigger backstory. Fucking music and animations are on point. Like, it came out in 2015, and I honestly had to Google it because like the animation still holds up to this day for Kuroko's basketball. Like, that shit,
Mm-hmm.
some scenes really blew it out of the water. It felt like I was watching a shonen anime. Even with the music's so fucking good. I'm bobbing my head in the middle of these fucking basketball matches. They had like the heavy metal and guitar, bro. Like, I swear, it's a basketball anime, but it don't make you think that it's a fucking shonen anime. That's how good it is. Like, at times with the music and with the basketball matches. Like, I was on the edge of my seat for all of them, holding my breath every time they took a shot. Character development was A1. They go through like some training arcs here and there. Like, it's good. It's really good. So I definitely recommend it. But with all that said, I think we'll wrap up the anime portion.
Yeah, I need to tap in. I need to tap into the anime sports. 'Cause I was hearing a lot of shit when it comes to like the cooking animes, basketball animes, soccer animes.
Yeah, the sports animes are
Damn.
definitely hitting different. They're making a comeback. So yeah, my recommendation for this week will probably be Kuroko's Basketball. It's really good. 76 episodes. Definitely recommend it. You want to recommend something here?
Anime wise,
Hmm.
you guys better be watching goddamn Vinland Saga. That's all I gotta say. That's all I
You heard
gotta
the
say.
man?
That's besides that and Bleach. The Bleach is wrapped up with their mid season.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, those are really the anime I'm watching right now. I need to get back on my TV show, the anime. I just been watching like actual like live shows. I started watching Yellowstone, and I'm not sure if you guys ever BMF. It's like a star show. From the same dude that made Power. It's a 50 Cent show, but it's pretty good. Season 2 just started. They're back on the bullshit.
I respect it. Let me write this down. Right, moving on. We're gonna talk about some Marvel stuff. I got a couple of stories I did want to talk about. When I say Marvel, I mean like DC and Marvel news, just not Marvel. I have them grouped together. But yeah, get this ready. So, first coming from IGN, the movie called Tron Ares, I don't know, will reportedly be directed by this dude, Joshim Ronning. I don't know, sorry if I mispronounced that wrong. Who's
Oh,
best,
Tron 3?
yeah, who's best known for
So
Maleficent.
sorry. I didn't know. I'm just so lost how it's Tron 3. So Tron Legacy is the sequel?
I honestly have no idea how it's gonna work, so do not ask me. I just wanted to report on it, like they're working on it.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
it's gonna have Jared Leto, and I thought that was funny as shit.
I was
Cause
wondering if that was him or not. Oh
no,
my
that's him.
god.
Start Tron 3 starring Jared Leto moves forward at Disney. So yeah, yeah.
Sony and Disney is just passing this nigga around, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you did the movie, it's just Sony. Now you're gonna do some other shit for Disney. And it's gonna be a failure now. Jared Leto's gonna be a failure.
We'll see. I don't know if he's gonna be the main character. I don't think he'll be the main character, but hopefully not. But you know,
Looks like a main character with that hoodie on. Just saying.
we'll see. But yeah, um, just
But
want to make
Tron came
sure
out in
that
the '80s, the very first one. But I
did
always
it.
thought Tron Legacy was a reboot. But
Mm.
Tron Legacy is doper though. But to know that they're making a third one, like, oh, okay. Think they'll make a reboot with better graphics.
And that being said, continuing on, Phineas and Ferb is returning for two new seasons on Disney Plus, and each season
Oh
will be
no.
20 episodes long. They're bringing back Phineas and
Mm,
Ferb. How do you feel about that?
why?
Hey,
There's
we,
literally no need. Like it's not Adventure Time to where like you could keep building the story. It's Phineas and fucking Ferb. They tried building the story already. They had that fucking sideshow with Terry the Platypus. They
they
had
did.
that new but it was like a small like 5-10 minute short type shit in between commercials. They had a movie already, a dope ass movie. They had a spinoff with two new characters. Do you remember that shit? With a black kid and a white kid?
Oh, was it a spin-off? I thought it was like its own original thing. I remember that, yeah.
It might have been his own original thing, but I'm pretty sure it was like still in the same universe.
Okay. But yeah, I
Now,
remember not even watching that
mm,
shit. I wasn't gonna waste my time. I was like, I'm good.
it's the same shit.
Mm.
I looked at that and I'm just like, 2 more seasons
Mm-hmm.
with higher def, better animation, hopefully.
Maybe,
I
maybe.
put it like this: like I'd rather have Kick Batowski come back.
Yo, you are in the minority. Nobody's going to agree with you with that, bro. Nobody's going to agree with you.
No,
That is
no,
so
no.
random. I can't believe you really said that shit.
Or a fucking Wander Over Yonder movie or something.
I
Like
guess I liked Wonder Over Yonder.
any there's so many good shows to bring back. Phineas and Ferb, y'all niggas tried it before. Realize you fucked up. Now y'all want to like create more episodes. Like there's so many IPs, and niggas are just looking at like the main one. That's why most shit. What's the word? Like most like cult classics, they're like ruining because of the reboots or like they're trying to bring it back and shit. Like
Oh
hearing like
yeah,
that '90s show isn't even that good. It
yeah,
only
it
have
was
two
alright.
characters
Yeah, I only
compared to
saw a
the
couple
original.
episodes.
Weapon?
Yeah, I only saw a couple episodes of what was it called? That 90s show. I saw like the first two, maybe three. Um, I thought it was all right, but it definitely does not hit the same as that 70s show. Like, the comedy doesn't hit the
It's not
same.
gonna. It's not gonna.
It was nice because they had like the original cast, but like they have most of the original cast, I'm pretty sure. And you see them in like the first three episodes too, but nah, it just doesn't hit the same. But yep, moving on. Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb, it was a classic. I don't know about making more though. Maybe you just gotta leave the classics alone, like Antonio was saying.
Right.
Other news. Last episode we talked about Hawkeye. He had hurt his leg in the snowplow incident, but now Jeremy Renner returns home from the hospital. This was posted January 17th, so a couple days ago. But yes, he's all home now. I just wanted to share that.
Mm,
Quick recovery. Hope everything works out for him. Hope he gets his rest.
he'll feel better soon. Hopefully, get back to work, making Disney some money.
Maybe. In other news, Giancarlo Esposito says he wants to be Professor X because I want to play a good guy. Usually, Giancarlo, he plays bad guys. Like he was Gus on Breaking Bad. He's evil. And The Mandalorian, I forgot his character's name, but he was like a bad guy in Mandalorian. And yeah, usually all the roles he's plays, he's like a bad guy. But he says he wants to try something new. And, quote from him, I love that fans can see me as Charles Xavier. I want to play a good guy. Charles is smart. He's good. Keep putting it out there. So how do you feel about this?
Yeah, he's capable enough.
And as long as he's playing somebody smart and, three steps ahead, I'm down for whatever. He's also in, what's that show called on Amazon? The Boys. He's also in The Boys. And he runs like the superhero corporation, or at least he used to. But yeah, moving on. Ooh, okay, on a serious note, Marvel Studios is said to pay less than 20% weekly to VFX workers when compared to other studios. One visual effects worker adds that they tend to be completing approximately four times the amount of work they are being paid for. Now, I'm pretty sure I brought this up before on the earlier episodes. It was like when She-Hulk was like being released, but
Mhm.
this isn't the first time we've heard about Marvel not paying their VFX workers or like treating them very poorly. I'm gonna link the article in the description. I'm gonna link it. It's a Vulture article, and yeah, basically Marvel is overworking their people, some employees. They're not paying them properly. I did want to bring up one specific quote about one of the VFX workers. Well, I guess I'll just start from a little bit from the beginning too. Mark Patch, a veteran slash visual effect technician with a long list of credits, including Tenet and 2016's Ghostbusters, was offered a short-term position working on VFX for a Marvel series on Disney Plus. He said the studio balked at paying him his going rate and demanded to see a pay stub from his work on Tenet, proving his market value. So like they're hired a bunch of like good VFX people. Mark Patch, he's clearly a veteran. He knows what he's doing. If you haven't seen Tenet, it's really good with the VFX.
Hmm.
2016 Ghostbusters. Is that the one with the females? I didn't see it, so I can't speak on
Yeah.
that. I don't know. Okay, well, I didn't see that movie. I can't speak on it. I don't know. He did Stars American Gods. I haven't seen that one either, but hey, he did Tenet. He's goated. And yeah, they wanted to see a pay stub from him just to prove that he knew what he was doing. He goes on later to say, while an average feature-length superhero or sci-fi movie might have 1,600 visual effects, uh, his 10-hour show that he worked on, he can't specifically name it because of a non-disclosure agreement, but the show that he worked on required around 3,000 VFX shots. So like they're definitely doing
You,
more work at Marvel.
and what show was that? Oh, he said he can't talk about it, right?
Yeah, he can't talk about it. Um, and then they told him too, another direct quote, they said, "Okay, well, do you want a job for our next show?" And he said no. So like yeah, he worked literally he worked there for like one show, Mark Patch, he worked there for like one show and then he dipped after that, bro. Like he was honestly sick of their shit.
Oh damn. He had him on the roast then. He was over that shit.
Yeah, honestly. I'm gonna link the description below. You could read the full thing. It's a really interesting read. I'm just like choosing bits and pieces, but it's really good. All right, I'll continue on from here. I think this is my final. Yeah, this is the final one for Marvel. War Machine's Don Cheadle revealed he only had 2 hours to decide if he wanted to join the MCU. I'm gonna link this article in the description too. I just thought this is really interesting because he had the guy who plays War Machine. That's who Don Cheadle is. Um, I just thought it was interesting because he literally had 2 hours to decide one of the most important decisions of his entire career, maybe even life. Like the Marvel really doesn't give a fuck, bro. They're just trying to make a quick buck and do it like quickly as possible.
That's honestly what it sounds like. Like he did just make a fucking 2 hour decision, or he's gonna fucking get his career. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm gonna read one of the quotes from Don Cheadle. I was at my kid's laser tag birthday party, Cheadle said. They called me and said, "This is what's happening. We're giving you the offer. If you don't say yes, we're going to the next person. This is going to happen very fast. Why don't you take an hour and decide if you want to do it?" So at first they gave him an hour, and then I think he talked to him some more, and then decided to like, "Oh, okay, we'll give you another one. We'll give you like another hour to think about it."
He's probably like, bitch, I am at my daughter's birthday party. Like you're not doing this to me right now.
Yeah, that was crazy. I can't even imagine what was going through his head. Um, Another quote, it's going to be these Avengers. This is what it is. So you have to say yes or no. That's what Marvel said. You have to say yes or no. When Cheadle asked about his character arc throughout these movies, Marvel said, "We don't know any of that, but this is what it is, so you got an hour." They don't even have like, they didn't even have like a clear plan. They didn't even know what his character arc was going to be. He just said, "Hey, we're like, we might sign off on a couple movies. Are you trying to do it or not?"
Dead
Uh,
ass.
Yeah, I'll link it in the description. But yeah, he was at his kid's birthday parties. Like I said, they only gave him an hour at first, but then he was able to negotiate it to 2 hours because he was at his kid's birthday party. So another quote, we played laser tag for 2 hours, talked to his wife, we thought about it, talked to his agent, and tried to get as much information as we could. So like, bro, imagine doing all of this on your kid's birthday party, bro. Like you're over here talking to your wife, you're talking to your agent, you're fucking stressing out if you should take a fucking movie deal. I think in the end he ended up saying yes, and that's why he's doing Armor Wars. It's gonna be a Disney Plus series. Oh, it was going to be a Disney Plus series, but it's gonna be a movie now. But yeah, I'll link it in the
Damn, we probably
description.
switch all that into a movie then. That's the case. Shoring it down.
Yeah. Um, Marvel, I don't know what the fuck's good with you, bro, but you guys are acting like some dictators. Like the way you treat your employees is like fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. From the actors all the way to the VFX artists, like you really shouldn't be overworking your VFX artists, especially when a lot of your shows rely on VFX. Like,
Exactly.
you guys gotta get together. You guys
People are
gotta get it
gonna
together.
realize, and they're gonna stop fucking investing in them.
But that's all my Marvel news. We'll move on to DC. So this right here, I'm not even gonna link this shit. This is the trailer to CW's Gotham Knights.
Oh
And
no! Did you already hear that they're already about to do like a collab with Lois and Superman?
oh god, no, what?
Yeah, they're already about to do like a Crisis on Infinite Earth with the Gotham Knights. The Gotham Knights and Superman and Lois. Yeah. And I swear Gotham Knights just came out.
Yeah, like I said, it comes out airs Tuesday, March 14th. So it comes out in March. Um,
Oh, wow, okay. They're already announcing that they doing a whole fucking team up episode. That's crazy.
yeah, that is crazy. I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know how true it is, but if that's true, nah, that's fucked up. Look, this show, garbage. Apparently, it's about these group of teens and they're trying to solve Batman's death. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. Batman is fucking dead in this show. When Batman falls, Batman is dead. Somebody killed him. They think it's one of the four teenagers, I think. Either the orphan that Batman's taking care of, or maybe it was Joker's daughter. They have Joker's daughter in this shit. It's really atrocious. It's really atrocious. I don't know why they went through with this shit.
They should have like literally Gotham Knight the video game had a better setup. What the fuck did you mean Joker's daughter?
I have no idea. I don't even know who any of these characters are supposed to be. Like, just from the looks, like, nobody looks like anybody from the comics. Like, it just looks like a fucking mess. I don't remember what that show was called that Moist Critical used to watch. It was like the TikTokers and they were at the hospital. This is the same vibes I get from this shit.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that
Let me see
show.
if I could actually
Oh,
TikTok
shoot,
hospital.
it's not Grey Anatomy. Grey Anatomy is
No,
a better
Antonio,
show.
please don't you ever say some shit like that ever again.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but
What
something
the f
hospital, right?
TikTok
It was
hospital? That
something.
no way. That's Attaway
No,
General.
no,
Attaway General.
Anime General. Anime
Oh my
General,
God.
nigga. Yo, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So
Oh,
if you guys don't know about Attaway General, it's basically a bunch of TikTokers in this hospital show. It's fucking terrible because they're not real actors. They just make stupid TikTok videos lip syncing and shit. So it's just really it's just really bad. The plot makes like no sense. It's terrible. It's terrible. And that is the same type of vibes I'm getting from the CW show. This shit makes no sense. They got a bunch of random ass teenagers playing a bunch of random ass characters. It's the CW, so you already know the action scenes and the choreography is going to be mediocre. Everything's going to be mediocre to below average. I have no high hopes for this. Like, I thought they canceled it
yeah.
before. I could have sworn they canceled it before because I had it in my notes before, and then I thought they scrapped it. I mean, honestly, they should have because they had the nerve to fucking cancel Batgirl or right? I think Batgirl, Batwoman, they had the nerve to cancel that movie. It was already done, mind you. Like most of it was already done. And they said, "Nah, we're gonna cancel it because, we're not trying to release trash." And then you got the fucking CW over here releasing straight garbage. Like I know the HBO, CW, they're different. Like it's all still under the DC name, and I don't know why they said we're not gonna release Batgirl, but we're gonna release some CW garbage. Like fucking stop, please.
Right.
Ah man. All right.
But
Yeah.
even fucking, did we talk about James Gunn redoing the entire DC universe?
Is he? I think he's gonna get like new actors for like most people. Like Superman, he's gonna get a new actor. I
Yeah, but
think.
Peacemaker. I guess he's trying to set up a whole new universe that, like, because Peacemaker is still with the DCEU, he's gonna consider that a universe called Elsewhere. And I was seeing that a lot on like a bunch of people's timeline of all the movies coming up in the future. But they're still gonna make Peacemaker, and they're gonna like still make other shows like that to be in between. Like they're still trying to make a Static Shock show for HBO,
That'd be
but
dope.
it may not be in the fucking like movie universe. They might be considered elsewhere.
Okay, I'll be all right with that. Not everything has to
We
be
got that.
connected. Yeah, I feel like
But
not
yeah,
everything has to be connected. Like you could make some one-off stuff and just be like, hey, it's one-off stuff. Peacemaker was good. I ended up watching all of it, so if they decide to make more, I'll watch it.
right. Still got Doom Patrol and Titans. Titans they need to fucking cancel.
Yeah, like oh, I forgot all
But I
about
thought,
Titans.
yeah, I thought like the first two episodes of Doom Patrol. They're back. They're back. That's all I gotta say. It's still good. Still
Say that.
crazy and outrageous.
Yeah, I definitely gotta catch up on Doom Patrol. I think I might be an entire season behind or some shit. I don't know. Um, moving on. The Flash star Ezra Miller has pleaded guilty to unlawful trespassing in a plea deal that sees him avoid jail time. It came out January 13th. Bro, I can't believe they're still making this movie. Like, what's in Flash? Like, it's really crazy.
I think they're gonna keep him
Eh,
in the movies though. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
signed a whole new contract.
fucking Christ. Yeah, I don't know what DC's thinking. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, they're keeping Ezra Miller. He's committed mad acts of just fucking evil villainy. Like, he's running around assaulting random people, spitting on people, like, kidnapping. He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. He was like taunting the police on his Instagram at one point.
Watching the police.
Yeah, he posted. He was like, "Oh, I'm in another universe. You can't catch me." And I'm like, "Bro,
Oh, I
what?
remember that. Yeah,
Like, what the fuck is going on?" And he's still in the movie. He's still getting screen time. Like, that's crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. They can't again. They'll cancel Batwoman for being garbage, and and then they'll turn around. They'll release Gotham Knights. They'll turn around and they'll fucking release the Flash movie with Ezra Miller, and they're just all over the place. I just don't understand what's going on.
everyone's getting a chance, but it seems like
Yeah,
he's
that's what it
trying to give
seems
everyone
like.
a chance.
Yeah, they just I don't know. I don't know what they're smoking or what type of drugs they're on, but they're crazy for this. Moving on. Listen, this is like the DC slash the HBO section. It's like two in one. So, anyway, continuing on. Talk about The Last of Us. The Last of Us came out January 15th, I think. But
Yep,
the premiere episode of HBO's The Last of Us adaptation reportedly scored 4.7 million US viewers, putting that show behind only House of the Dragon as the network's biggest debut in the last 13 years. So basically, in other words, video games are low-key up right now. Like Last of Us was originally a video game. If you haven't played it, I definitely recommend it. They're just making a show adaptation of the video game, and so far it's pretty accurate to the show. Like they changed a couple things here and there, but like how the virus spreads, for example. But like other than that, like I'm impressed with how true it is to the game.
exactly. Like they definitely look at the game and like we don't really have to do much besides just explain more or give more exposition or backstory to the characters. Because the Last of Us video game itself is a whole movie. To be honest with you, like that's a whole movie. Uncharted's a whole fucking movie. Resident Evil is a whole movie. Like they are already like action based games that niggas already wrote out like a storyboard for. And the only thing you gotta do is years down the line, just add on to it. Don't change anything. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah,
anything, the show just elaborated The Last of Us.
yeah, you're definitely right.
'Cause-
Or do you
And
want
the
to keep going?
characters are good so far. They definitely act like the characters. Don't look like it, but they definitely act like the characters. Like Ellie, I thought she was gonna be fucking horrible. But once I started hearing her talk, she talks exactly like how Ellie be talking in the game.
Yeah. I know some people were like hyper fixated on their looks. I don't really, when it comes to, I wasn't really too worried about how people look. Like you're not gonna find a perfect one to one. But yeah, her acting's good. You already know we got, the Mandalorian, the man himself, the superstar, Pedro. His acting's a fucking one, so I wasn't even worried about him. And like Antonio said, the video game has most of the story. There's a lot of cutscenes and cinematic cutscenes. So really, they just gotta do exposition and just explain some things here and there.
Right.
Yeah, it's really good. I definitely recommend it. And the first episode was like what, an hour, 30 minutes? Like, I like how they're taking advantage of the time. Like, they're not making it 30 minutes. They're not making it exactly 1 hour. They're like, it's gonna be however long we need it to be to tell that story. And that's what more shows on streaming services should do. Like, you don't always have to follow a certain, time limit.
Right.
But yeah, I just want to talk about The Last of Us. They're over here breaking records. The show is good. I think they made the game free on PlayStation, or no, 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 the first 2 hours. Like the first 2 hours of the game is like free on PlayStation, something like that. So, if you want to
Yeah,
test,
first 2 hours of the remastered,
oh, the
not
remastered, yeah.
remastered, but the remake. Yeah.
So yeah, if you've never played it and you want to check it out, check out the first 2 hours, and then if you think the first 2 hours was good, maybe buy the full game. I'm pretty sure it's cheap anyway, because The Last of Us, that shit came out a long, like PS3, PS3. So that's a long ass time
It's
ago,
been
long
out
ass
for a
time ago.
while.
Moving on. Oh, all right. I guess we'll put this here. I did say we'll talk about it. The first look at Invincible season 2, releasing in fall 2023.
Oh my god. It
Uh,
was just too woke. It was too woke.
it's too woke. What does that even mean? What are you even talking
Like
about?
like they were like, okay, you all over here rushing us, wondering where the fuck you been for the past 2 years. Let me break it down to you. This is what you gotta do. We gotta do this, that,
I thought
the
it was funny.
third. You know,
I thought
it
it
was
was
like
funny.
they tried to make it funny. They tried to make it funny. They tried to make a woke joke. Like you guys are here rushing. You don't know what the fuck we gotta do.
I mean, yeah, like you don't know what the fuck they gotta do. They gotta do the keyframes and then, the lighting and everything. Like people think it's so
And we
easy.
asked
It's
for
not.
a fucking date, and they're over here like, late 2023, and they put that shit in fucking December, Amani. I'm
Yeah,
fucking no, no. Late 2023, just say most likely beginning of 2024.
this
So I
dude.
don't know. I don't know. They were here choking our fucking dick.
Bro,
I
Antonio is
damn well what
so
we want.
upset. I don't understand where his
Nah,
anger
that's
is coming from.
bullshit.
You,
That's
you,
bullshit, bro.
I thought it was good. You acting like you don't read the comic books. Like you read the comic books. You know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, what do you need? What
I
do you
know.
so? Why you got your panties in a bunch? Like, you acting
Cause
like,
put like this, the show elaborated the comics so fucking much, so much better. And I
that's
know
true.
there's so much to tell. Because literally the first season only scraped like the first 50 pages of the entire like story itself. That's like nothing. So I know they're gonna drag this shit out. All the like, bro, we're not gonna see that fucking Voltramite like brawly guy anytime soon.
Maybe not.
We're not. We're not gonna see. I think it's like probably like cliffhanger of season two. I already know season two is gonna be. I don't want to spoil it, but season three, I know is gonna be like shit's hitting the fan. Season three, season four. I'm like only waiting for is when like Mark start fucking with the multiverse. But that's not gonna be until like later in
Right.
the show. I need that shit now. And that's why I'm just heated. I'm just like, y'all niggas just dragging at this point.
Dragging at this point. It sounds like you're being
Yeah.
impatient.
I am being impatient.
I'm excited for the Invincible season 2. Whenever they're ready to drop it, they could drop it. Like they were saying in the trailer, it takes a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of dedication. So you gotta let them cook. You gotta let them cook. You don't want some garbage, right? You gotta let them cook.
Hear all that. Let them cook for the past 2 years.
You gotta let them cook.
You know I did. You know I did within the past 2 years. I caught up with the entire fucking story.
Hey, the story was already
You
out.
tell
All
me
you had to do was read it.
I read the fuck out of it.
All right, moving on. We're still on the HBO. All right, the meat of the conversation. This fucking Velma show. Let's talk about it. Everybody's shitting on this show. Everybody knows it's garbage. Now I gotta throw in my 2 cents. So when Velma first came out, I honestly had no idea what the fuck it was gonna be about. Like I just knew that Velma was black, is being voice acted by Mindy Kaling, and that's all I knew. That's literally all I knew. And then the plot synopsis started spreading around online before the show came out. And I was like, all right, let me read it. Let me read it. So, at Crystal Cove High School, Daphne is a popular mean girl orphan who deals drugs because of a dark family secret. Her boyfriend, Fred, personifies mediocre white richness. His mansion holds a dark secret. He has a teeny little privates and subject of much conversation. Shaggy has become Norville, a school newspaper striver friend zoned by his beloved Velma. He worries he's a
But
beta
you know what's
male.
crazy? Not to cut you off, but you know that Shaggy's real name is Norville though?
No, I had no idea, but they
Yeah,
decided to bring
Shaggy's
it
just a
back.
nickname.
Yeah, they decided to bring it back. They should have never done that shit.
Yeah, they
They
shouldn't
had
have.
everybody confused. But I
That'd
saw
be
this,
so different.
yeah, I saw this plot synopsis before the show came out, and I thought this shit was fake. I was like, this shit sounds so bad. This shit sounds like a Wattpad fan fiction, bro. Literally, this all sounds like fan fiction. So I read this shit, and I was like, yeah, nah, this is fake. I don't believe it. I'm gonna just wait for the show to come out, right? So then I think like
Right.
the next day the fucking show comes out and I watched it was like 2 episodes, 2 episodes dropped. And I watched them both and they were fucking bad. Literally the first 10 seconds, they show like two cockroaches in the school and they're like crawling around and then they start fucking and then somebody like steps on it, I think. And then I'm just like, what the fuck? This isn't like for
Yeah.
kids. I'm thinking like this is gonna be like some, regular show like content. Like this is like adult right off the bat. And they open and then after the cockroaches fucking, they open scene with them, all the girls in the shower and shit, and they're just talking about cliches. They're like, "Oh, don't you hate it when the pilot episodes have too much nudity and violence? Isn't that such a fucking cliche?" And they're like, "Nah, it's cool, whatever." And basically, those first 5 minutes of the show, basically the entire show, it told me everything I needed to know because the entire show they make fun of cliches while being a fucking cliche. The entire show it tries to play itself off as ironic and they try to make self-aware jokes, ironic jokes, but they embody those very cliches. So it doesn't really work and it doesn't make any fucking sense. Um Look, it's just bad. I'm gonna talk I took notes on the first 2 episodes. I'm gonna just go through these first 2 episodes in order. Like I said, it opens with them taking a shower. They talk about how it's a fucking cliche for all the nudity. There's so much nudity and violence in the first episode of shows, and then they don't keep that same energy in the rest of the series. And I'm like, okay, you're bringing this shit up just to fall in the same trap, just to do the same cycle, I guess. They show fucking Velma come in. They fucking cracks Daphne with a fucking pipe. And she's literally trying. Velma is literally trying to kill Daphne. First episode, like
Yeah,
first
she
five
bopped her
minutes,
shit.
and she like hits her so hard that her body goes flying, but she doesn't even bleed. She doesn't show any like visible markings or anything. So there's like already animation errors on top of the show being garbage. You hate to see that. Um, some kid ends up fucking being. They find a kid in the locker room later on, and she doesn't have a brain. And then, I'm like, it's just really terrible. They try to make a joke on that. She's like, "Oh my God, she has no brain." And Daphne gets offended, like, "Oh, you're saying that because she's pretty?" And she's like, "No, I'm saying it because she has no brain." But the joke doesn't even work because you can see that she literally has no brain when she falls out of the fucking locker. And that's basically the
Not
entire
even
show.
that, bro. They said that joke twice in the
Did
same
they?
episode. Yes. The first time she's like, I'm not trying to diss her. She ain't got brain. And then like another one fell out of a trash can. She's like,
Oh
oh
yeah,
my
at the
God,
end.
brain again. I was like, I was like, really got me with that one.
Really got me
Should
with
have
that
that
one.
one.
Yeah. Um, like I said, the entire show is basically them trying to be ironic and self-aware even though it doesn't fucking work. They make whack jokes that literally aren't funny. Like I thought She-Hulk was bad, and it is bad. Don't get me wrong, She-Hulk was bad, but Velma is literally fucking unwatchable, bro. Like Velma makes She-Hulk look like a good show. Like I'm not even gonna lie. But Velma and She-Hulk, they kind of borrow ideas from each other. They're the classic main girl character is perfect. She's always right, and everybody else in the show is a fucking idiot. And that's how it is in Velma. Like literally, Velma's always snarky. She has an acid tongue. She's always quick with the one-liners. She's never wrong, by the way. She's like never wrong, and she lets people know. She lets people know. Uh, they switched up Daphne too. Like literally, Velma's black, and she's like Velma's rude as fuck now. That's not how the original character was like. Daphne, she's Asian now, and she's a orphan, and she has two lesbian moms. And I don't even know why they're doing all of this or why they're even mentioning all of this, but they're legit just being so extra with all of the characters. None of the characters are the same from like the original Scooby Doo. I literally turned this shit on because I thought it was gonna be like some Scooby Doo shit. I put it on in the background, but then it was just so bad that I ended up taking notes on all the terrible shit that was going on. They even have outdated jokes. They have technology jokes, like Velma's mom, like she still says hashtag out loud. Like nobody does that anymore. They have Fred taking selfies as a joke. Like that shit's not funny. They ruined Shaggy's character. They literally made him black for no fucking reason, and then they try to make all these jokes with him, like stoner jokes. He's like, "Oh, I will never do drugs, kids," and then he looks at the camera, and then he blinks, and then it has like the blinking sound effects, and it's like, okay, we get it. He's black. He doesn't do drugs. Like, we get the stereotype. We get the stereotype, and they keep bringing it up. They bring it up in the next episode too. But I'll get to that in a bit. I'll get to that in a bit. They literally fucked Shaggy characters over. They made him in love with Velma, and then he tries to confess his love in like the first episode, but then she literally fucking turns him down, starts laughing at him, like, "Oh, you're a clown. Like, I can't believe you're such a funny guy." She didn't even take it seriously, even though he was being serious. So again, Velma's just shitting on people. Shaggy's character is fucking ruined. They ended up shooting Fred in the fucking legs too in the first episode
Oh,
because fucking
they
Velma
thought he
thinks,
was the suspect.
yeah, they literally think he's a suspect, and then they shoot Fred in the legs. I never thought I'd watch like a Scooby-Doo show where Fred gets shot in the fucking legs, bro. Like, who greenlit this shit? Who thought this shit was okay? That's what I need to know. And then, look, it gets worse. All of that shit just now was episode one. It gets worse in episode two. Again, like Shaggy, he talks about fucking, he doesn't want to do drugs. He doesn't want to talk about 420. He's like, "Oh, Velma, if I ever make a 420 joke, kill me, all right? Because I will never, ever make a 420 joke." And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. We get it. He's black, but he doesn't do drugs. Like, that's not funny. That's like, like, do you think they're so clever? They got a clever punchline? No, bro. It's fucking annoying. And that's literally his whole character. Shaggy's whole character in the show is he loves Velma and he doesn't want to do drugs. Wink, wink. Doesn't want to do drugs. Um, they talk about Daphne starts fucking selling drugs in the second episode, and then she fucking gets Velma involved in selling drugs, and it's just terrible. It's literally terrible. And while they're selling drugs, they low key set up like some Velma Daphne moments where like they almost kiss a couple times, like a couple awkward moments. And that shit came out of nowhere because literally the first episode, she's trying to kill Daphne. And now it's the second
Right.
And now it's the second episode, and they're over here like, oh, are they about to kiss? Are they about to kiss? And it's like, why would they? You literally just established that they fucking hated each other. Sure, they used to be best friends at one point, and then Daphne like betrayed her so she could be popular, whatever. But now they're setting it up so like they could be love interests. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. And then they actually do end up kissing like at the end of episode two because she ends up having like a she sees Ghost. She ends up having like a panic attack, whatever, and then she ends up kissing her. And I just really couldn't fucking believe it. I really couldn't fucking believe it, bro. This show, I don't know why they greenlit this shit, and I don't know how they got away with
Hmm.
half of this shit they put in.
They probably did it on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you were telling me about hate watching, and at first I didn't want to believe you. I didn't even think that was a thing. But now that I'm thinking about it, and like now that Velma's out, I don't know, hate watching might be real. It might be real. Hate watching basically when people like hate a show so much they just have to watch the next episode just so they can hate on it. I don't think I'm gonna hate watch it. Like it's garbage. I know it's garbage. I was having so much trouble just getting through the first two episodes. I don't think I could do it again. So yeah, I think I might be done. I'm not gonna talk about this shit anymore. Yeah, it's really bad. Uh, like let me just throw out some more things that I took notes on. Like fucking Fred, he literally chops a guy's leg off. I think it was like episode two. He literally chops a dude's fucking leg off, and then he fucking continues on with his day. Everybody continues on with their day, and then episode two, they
Yeah, that
cut
part was
this.
mad fucking random.
No, it
Like
was
it
though.
was bad random, but he did it bad smooth. He was so fucking out of nowhere in the middle of the hallway. Everyone saw that shit, and he continued with his speech. And even the dude that got his leg cut off and just watching him doing that whole speech.
Exactly, and it's like
Like,
I don't know who the show is for. I don't know what the vibes are. Like it's just all over the place. Like he literally chops that dude's leg off and then continues his speech, and then the next episode uh Daphne and Velma, they're running from the cops because they're selling drugs. They're running from the cops and they chop off that dude's leg again, the same leg. They chop it off again. And I guess they're trying to play it off for laughs, but I'm like, bro, this isn't funny. Like they should go to jail for that or something. Like what the fuck is going on? Like it's not fucking Rick and Morty where it's like the vibes or whatever, they could do whatever. Like no, it's fucking Scooby Doo. So I don't understand how they're getting away with this shit. They literally had Shaggy. He was trying to save up money so he could go out with Velma. So he decides to like sell his kidneys, and he ends up getting saved by like a bunch of stoners, I guess, because like he's like a food critic online, and then they end up saving his life from the surgery. And it turns out the people who saved him were like all stoners, and then he gets upset because they're stoners. He's like, "Oh, you guys do drugs? Man, I wish you never saved me." And I fucking can't, bro. I just really fucking can't with Shaggy. Like literally, that's his whole character, fucking sucking up to Velma, and I don't want to do drugs as a joke. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if later in the season he ends up doing drugs. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised. Just throw all that shit out the window.
you gotta keep Scooby Doo away from them.
Oh,
Scooby better not be in the show.
yeah, that's another thing. I actually did hear that he might be in the show, Scooby-Doo, but they're gonna make it a girl, and then he's gonna go out with the girl
Stop,
version.
stop, stop. No.
I wish I
They're
was
not
making it
gonna
up.
turn. They're not gonna turn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how real it is. I only saw like some people on TikTok talking about it really. I don't know how true it is, but if they end up going down that route and they make Scooby a girl and they end up going out, like there's already no hope for the show, but then damn, that just really cements it further of how garbage the shit is. Um, I think more people might actually watch it if that's what they end up doing, because like people are just gonna hate watch it and be like, oh, what episode is that? I gotta see that shit. So they might end up getting some extra views if they go down that route, which is a scary thought. Because like the show already like broke records apparently for HBO, like the most viewed animated whatever, and yeah, that's terrible to see. I think a lot of people, some people just wanted to hate watch it, and then other people thought it was gonna be like regular Scooby Doo. I thought it was gonna be regular Scooby Doo, and that is not what the fuck it was at all. It was anything but Scooby Doo. Like this doesn't feel like Scooby Doo at all. So I don't even know why they called it that. It's just weird. Oh, and hold on, let me share this. One other thing. She also makes a joke in like episode 2. She's like, "Oh, I don't have any money because I waste it all on streaming services." So they make a joke about how much streaming services are, but then HBO, you're actually increasing your prices to 15.99 a month.
And they did it the day that Velma dropped too,
Exactly, exactly. So it's like
without
how
any warning.
Mhm. So it's like, how the fuck are you gonna make a joke about prices and go around and raise your prices? How the fuck does that work? Like literally, that joke, like the entire show is just a fucking cliche. The entire show, like they try to be ironic, they try to be self-aware, but then they just end up embodying every single cliche. They don't add any new ideas whatsoever. They point out that they know what they're doing. They're like, oh, we know this is a cliche. We definitely know that, and we're definitely gonna call it out. And that's it. That's it. They just still go along with it. Like there's no like they don't try to parody it. There's no like satire. It's just a bunch of cliches. Just a bunch of garbage. Like really, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I honestly don't know what they're thinking. But look, we're gonna move on from the Velma shit. I just gotta talk my shit. There was a lot of unbelievable garbage going on in that show. I don't know how they greenlit it. I think it might get another season two. I think it's been okayed for a season two. And if that's the case, then wow, HBO, fucking wow. But anyway, look, let's move on to the final section, the gaming news, real quick. All right. I wanted to talk about this in the last episode, but I'll talk about it now. Sony has announced that its PS5 console has surpassed more than 30 million units sold, and that the console shortage is essentially now over. So yeah, the PS5 shortage is over. If you don't have a PS5, maybe you could have some better luck getting some now. Also because of the shortage, they said that more they'll start focusing on more PS5 games. So we should be getting more PS5 only games in the future. But the PS5 is new. You gotta wait for the developers to get used to it and stuff. But with that being said, we'll move on. All right, we gotta talk about the Suicide Squad. So I'm gonna link this article in the description if you guys want to read it. I'll link it in the description. But we gotta talk about the leaked Suicide Squad image and how it appears to confirm the battle pass. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. I was excited for it. I had high hopes for the game, but now that I hear they're gonna add a battle pass and microtransactions, I don't know. That killed my hype. I'm not gonna lie. They're trying to make it a live service game, basically.
I'm not sure if that's gonna get in the way. but the actual game itself. I just need to know how the game be. If it's gonna be like wave wave on like waves of enemies, and there's like a boss at the end, I'm pretty sure that's exactly how the Avengers game is. I never played it, but I'm pretty sure like the whole like gameplay set up just like that. If it's just gonna be like that, but just with four players included into it, think that's fair? You think that's a fair game just
Nah, I
because
don't.
they have multiplayer?
Nah, I don't think it is. I heard a lot of people say like, yeah, it's gonna be like the Avengers. It's gonna be like the Avengers live service, all of that. I don't know why they had to add a fucking battle pass. Like, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be cosmetic only. But it's like, who cares? Like, why couldn't I get those skins in the game? Why couldn't they just be challenges, you know? Like, my thing is like you're already paying for the game, right? The game's gonna be like what, $60, $70? And then they're gonna lock skins behind a paywall. Like, why would you do that? Why would you fucking do that? Just like an entire battle pass? I don't know. That just sounds like way too fucking much. Like so much for just buying a game and playing it. Like can't even do that anymore. It's like, God of War and Elden Ring, they had a bunch of different armor and gear. Imagine if like you needed a battle pass in order to get some of that shit. That would be fucking ridiculous. Speaking of which, um, I also want to talk about Diablo because I was on the PlayStation Store and as you can see, when you look at the deluxe edition and the ultimate edition, it says you can get the seasonal battle pass unlocked. And if you get the ultimate edition of Diablo 4, you'll get the battle pass plus 20 tier skips. Why the fuck does Diablo have a battle pass?
That's what I think. I was like, they never gotten a battle pass before.
No, they never gotten a battle pass in a Diablo game. This is going to be the first Diablo game with a battle pass. Besides Diablo Immortal, Diablo Immortal was like the mobile game. Like, that was to be expected. It sucks, don't get me wrong, it sucks, but I expected that. They're greedy companies, all of that. But you're gonna put it in I'm paying $70 for Diablo 4, and then you're gonna charge me extra for a fucking battle pass? The whole point of Diablo is collecting loot. That's the entire point of the
Hmm.
fucking game. You're killing demons, you're collecting loot. And now you're saying, oh, if you want some more loot, you're gonna have to pay for that. Like, what do you mean I'm gonna have to pay for that? I'm already giving you 70 fucking dollars and that's not fucking good enough. And then the problem with the
Wait, is it
battle
going
pass,
straight to PC or is it going on like all systems?
all systems, it's going on all systems.
Wow. Trying to be
So
bread this year.
yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if it's going to PC. I'm pretty sure it is though. But I just don't fucking understand why they added a battle pass. Like the whole point of the Diablo is so you could earn loot. I remember when Destiny did this shit. Destiny 2, I remember I logged in one day and then they randomly had a fucking battle pass. And I was like, why does Destiny 2 need a fucking battle pass, bro? Like that shit makes no sense. And now they're doing it for Diablo 4. It's like, I don't understand. And I feel like it also takes away like the uniqueness because like in these type of games, the thing that matters the most is your armor and your loot. Is like, are the stats high? Are they good stats armor? And also, do they look cool? Do they have good stats and do they look cool? That's what it matters. And then if you add a battle pass, it's not gonna matter anymore. People are just gonna be like, oh, he bought the battle pass for that armor. Oh, he bought the battle pass for that skin. And it's not cool anymore because instead of it being like, oh, you could play the game and you get the armor, like, oh, he probably did a super hard boss or he did a super hard challenge for that
Hmm.
armor and instead of you doing challenges for the armor, so you could get a sense of accomplishment, and so other people know that you're good at the fucking game, now it's just gonna be like, oh, he bought that shit. He's not good. Like, sure, he looks cool, and the stats might be a little good, but he got that shit from the battle pass. Like he whipped out his credit card and bought that shit, and I feel like that's gonna ruin the game a lot. Like this is supposed to be a game about killing demons and wearing badass armor, and now when I walk around, I'm just gonna be reminded like, oh, he used his mom's credit card. That dude right there also used his mom's credit card. It's just bullshit. It really is just bullshit. I don't understand. Same for the Suicide Squad. Like they're gonna add these skins. I don't really care about skins for the Suicide Squad because it's like I'll just
I
play with
know they're
the
gonna
reg.
put some dope ass skins on there. They have to.
Yeah. Like I feel like this is more for like the comic book people, like hardcore like DC fans. Like if you want to be like, I don't know, like they'll just add a bunch of different skins. They might add the OG Harley Quinn skin, like when she's in the
That's what I'm
court
saying.
jester, like shit like that. And it's like that would have been cool if you could have unlocked it. The reason why they're making it a battle pass is just because they know like some comic book nerds are gonna pay money for that shit, and that's really fucked up. They're basically taking advantage of their audience, and that's what's like doesn't make any fucking sense. Like right here, they're saying like, yeah, it's all cosmetics, but it's like, dude, just put it in the fucking game. All these games are gonna cost like $70, and you don't even get access to everything. I don't understand. Like at least with like Fortnite, it's fucking free. So like the game's free off the bat. If you wanted to spend money on skins, you could. That's a choice up to you. But for games like Suicide Squad and Diablo, I'm already giving you so much money. I should have access to like everything or
Hmm.
mostly everything. The only thing I should be paying for is like DLC if you decide to release DLC. But yeah, now they're throwing all these fucking battle pass into everywhere. I don't like it. I don't know what other games are gonna have battle pass. We might start seeing battle pass in fucking. Imagine you saw a battle pass in like Pokemon or some shit. Like that would be crazy. Or like a battle pass in a Mario game. Like it would be fucking ridiculous. So no, I'm sick of this gaming shit. I don't know what they're doing, but they gotta stop this shit. This shit is not cool. Let us know what you guys think in the comments too. Because I know y'all probably tight. I know I'm fucking tight. This shit is disgusting and I'm tired of seeing it. Moving on. Oh yeah, for other video game news, this is how you should do it. Let's talk about the indie game developers, the real game developers. Cult of the Lamb, they're coming out with more free content updates, all right? Free updates. You don't even have to pay for it. Like I said, I talked about Cult of the Lamb before. We streamed it on our channel. I love Cult of the Lamb. I platinum the game. They're coming out with more content. You love to fucking see it. We're gonna add a bunch of things really, like combat, dungeons, end game content, secrets. They're fixing not fixing, but they're adding more to like the combat, and they're adding new enemies, like all of this great stuff they're adding. Like that's how game developers need to be. No battle pass, just straight up good content. Same for Sonic too. Like Sonic Frontiers, they're coming out with more free content on the fucking way. They're
Oh
adding
shit, really?
they're adding a jukebox, photo mode, new challenges, Sonic's birthday, like they're adding a whole bunch of stuff, new playable characters and new story. Like and then right here, as you can see, confirmed by the Sonic Hedgehog Twitter, all of this is going to be free. All of it. So I just want to say it's crazy. You have some game developers doing fucking justice, and you have other game developers who are just trying to make a quick fucking buck.
Seriously. All these game developers know that they can be a fucking multi-million, billion-dollar corporation if they just do the fucking microtransaction right. Like GTA, like what they got? They got this shit called the. You know how you get GTA and they have like these credit cards in game
Oh
shit that you
yeah,
can buy. That's
right.
where most of their revenues came from
That makes
as we
sense.
speak right now. And just off of that. I'm pretty sure they made like a good 900 mil
I can see it.
just off of that alone. I think that's before they started like giving out a million every month.
Wow.
So beforehand, like this is like prior to fucking GTA Online do all that extra shit.
Yeah, I feel like since Gotham Knights failed, maybe that's why they threw in a battle pass last minute because they were like, yo, that game's not making us money. We fucked up. So now we gotta fuck up Suicide Squad and we gotta throw in a battle pass so we could make up the lost revenue. And you're just fucking it up even more because nobody wants a fucking battle pass. Like they're over here like, oh, that's what the kids are into. Like, no, it's not. Fucking
And we
hate to
need
see
we
it.
need a rated M DC game.
We just need a good DC game in general. Like DC has not been doing good with their video games.
Right.
Uh,
It's been a minute.
Another gaming news. I did want to talk about Predecessor. I'd be streaming Predecessor on the channel. You can see it on the Twitch. But they are gonna release a new character on the January 24th. They're gonna release Revenant. He was an old character in Paragon, and now they're gonna throw him in Predecessor. I might try him out. I might try him out. I know Edwin, he was a Revenant main. He played Chimera, he played Revenant, and some other characters, but yeah, he was good with Revenant when he came out. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that. I might play some Predecessor. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. You could play on Steam. It's on for PC on Steam. It's in early access, not even beta. It's early access. You know, swing them $10 and then you could play as much as you want. All right. Let's talk about this. So there's a lot of controversy in the gaming community right now because of Hogwarts Legacy. Basically, people are deciding if they should buy it or not because it's supporting J.K. Rowling and her transphobic comments. Now, some people are saying, like, oh, it's just a video game. Like, just because you buy the game doesn't make you transphobic. And then other people are saying, like, oh, if you buy the game, it does make you transphobic. Like, you're still giving her money. Like, she makes money off of it. There's a lot of people who are divided. What do you think about this? What do you think about this?
It was just bullshit, honestly. Like it doesn't make you homophobic or transphobic, just off the fact that the original creator has nothing to do besides for the book and the movies. The video game is not like she was sitting there helping these programmers do what the fuck they're doing. All that the programmers are doing is just making a game that they know Harry Potter should be about and their own fucking traits and being as true to lore as possible. But J.K. Rowling isn't like directing these guys saying like you need to do this, that, and a third. She's not even producing this shit or being an executive producer, as far as I know. It's just like her name at the beginning of it because it is her shit.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
you're definitely in the right. I agree with you.
but I no, I see what they mean because like it is Harry Potter, as far as I know, like hasn't been bought by anybody. Do you know if they've been bought by anybody? I feel like J.K. Rowling still owns the rights to Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think she does. I'm not too sure.
So to where it's like I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of people are like being all pissy about it too. On top of that, because if Disney bought the shit from her and did their own thing, it'll be a different fucking song.
Yeah. I'm gonna read off some of these comments right here. The tweet is from the Octoman. If quote right here, quotations. If you buy Hogwarts Legacy or like Harry Potter, you're automatically a transphobe. And then he says, well, that's like saying if you ever played a Blizzard game, you're automatically a fan of sexual harassment. Where the fuck do people come up with these scarlet brain rot takes? Um, I think the Ackerman's spitting. Like, we still stream Blizzard games, we still play Blizzard games. It doesn't mean we condone,
Exactly.
yeah, it doesn't mean we condone Like we're not a fan of sexual harassment. It doesn't mean like, oh, we're letting Blizzard slide, fucking ignore it, sweep it under the rug. But it's like it has nothing to do with the game, you know? Like it's fucked up and Blizzard had their lawsuit and people got fired. They're trying to reform, they're trying to, clean it up. And that's just where we are today. You got to like move forward, you just got to keep going. If you want to stop if you can't if you want to stop playing the game, you can stop playing the game.
Right.
That's on you, but like don't give shit to other people, you know?
But even on top of that, like stop playing game for a different reason. On top of that, okay, everyone's reasoning makes no sense.
Yeah. You got I am Wildcat, another famous YouTuber, just like the Act Man. He's saying, "Oh, just not playing the game isn't enough. I will actively be standing outside of GameStop at the midnight release of Hogwarts Legacy, throwing
Oh
rocks at
my
people.
god.
Stop talking about it and be about it." So yeah, even he's like poking fun, making fun. He's like, "Oh, if you really want to stop people from playing the game, you would be take physical action." Now, this post right here is actually was very interesting to me. I'll just read it from right now. From someone who was literally a poster child for the Hogwarts school choir at Universal Studios. If I could not buy Hogwarts Legacy, so can you. It really is that easy. This was one of the best, most memorable parts of my life, but JKR is harming people I care about. So as you can see, Sarah Daniels, she used to be a poster child for the Universal Studios, and she's saying she's not going to buy the game. She says, "I'm not with it. If you buy the game, you're transphobic, homophobic, whatever." So that's her take on this. Everybody has different takes. So like the gaming community is really divided. Me personally, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, so like I never gave a fuck about Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not gonna buy it. But that's just because
Right.
I don't care about Harry Potter. Like I just couldn't get into it. I didn't grow up with it. But if I was a Harry Potter fan and I did grow up with it, probably still get the game. Like, like she didn't design it, she didn't code it, didn't fucking really work on the game. Like it's her IP and it takes place in her world. But other than that, it's not that deep.
Really not.
Um, I'll read this last tweet. This is the last one. I don't know. I'll look at the streamer because it's at Fred Streams, but I'm really going to burn some bridges with this Hogwarts legacy shit. Trans rights are humans' rights. If you could not play a game in support of an entire demographic of human rights, then your actions speak louder than words. It is what it is, I guess. So yeah, I guess he's also saying don't play the game so you could support the rights. Look, like I said, if you play the game, you play the game. Like just because you play the game doesn't mean you're transphobic. If you play Blizzard games, doesn't mean you're a fan of sexual harassment. Just play the game. Just respect the art. Like Antonio was saying earlier, like if she dropped another Harry Potter book and you wanted to boycott the Harry Potter book because she writes the books and stuff and like makes a lot of money off of that, then yeah, this would be like a legitimate argument, I would say. Like I could see the points that they were trying to make, but just because it's a game, no, I don't think that's fair.
I don't think
Uh,
it is.
all right. Final story before we wrap it up here. I did want to talk about this new game called Once It Dead. IGN released a trailer. Um, you just look it up on YouTube. I'm not gonna link it down or anything, but they released a trailer. The game looks kind of fun. What caught my attention was this new information that came out that the type of finishers Hannah executes, there are over 50 in total and will depend on your environment. So I think that's mad cool. I feel like finishers have been popular ever since Doom Eternal came out. Like now everybody's doing finishers. Like I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Doom Eternal invented the finisher. Like finishers have been a staple of video games for a long time,
I know what
but
you mean. Yeah.
yeah, but he definitely brought that shit back. The Doom Eternal brought finishers back. Like everybody's copying it low key. But they have 50 this time. Doom Eternal had a couple, and they were also kind of, they didn't depend on the environment, but they were like situational. Like if you activated it from in the sky, then it's like a in the sky takedown. If you do it like on the floor, then it's like on the floor takedown. If you do it from behind, he'll do like a backstab. So, they had a couple different ones. I don't think they had 50 though. This one's talking about they have 50. So I'm excited to play the game when it drops. I think it comes out February, maybe March. Yeah, less than 30 days. So yeah, it comes out in February.
Damn, when does
Um,
Atomic Heart comes out?
I think that also comes out in February. I'll look it up real quick. Atomic Heart release date. Yeah, February 21st for Atomic Heart. And then One is
Okay.
Dead release date. Ooh, February 13th? Is that right?
Oh damn, sooner than expected.
Yeah. Word. So, yep, we're not waiting long for One is Dead and for Atomic Heart. Oh, speaking of Atomic Heart, do you know who the fuck they have on the track for Atomic Heart?
Is there a rock band?
Yep. They got fucking the legend himself, Mick fucking Gordon on the track. Oh, I couldn't fucking believe it. So Mick Gordon, he makes the music for Doom, and everybody knows Mick Gordon. Everybody loves his music. He makes the best metal, heavy metal, death metal, whatever you want to call it. He's the fucking best at that shit. And now IGN is saying, oh, he's making the music for like boss fights. I don't know if he's doing it for like the entire game. I don't think so. But like for the boss fight specifically, when you hear the metal and you hear them drums and guitars, just know that that's Mick Gordon on the track. That's all you gotta know.
Shit,
So
you gotta
you,
get paid.
so when you get to them boss fights and you start bobbing your head and you can't focus on the fight because you're too worried on the music, you could blame Mick Gordon for that. You could blame him because he stay making fire tracks.
That in mind.
Um, with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. This has been a nice episode. No Edwin this week. Just had to be me and Ant. Maybe next time. But with that being said, we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yep. See you guys later.